October 24th be with you. Don't give me that. It's a good joke. It's a good joke. It's a good... While Batman fights werewolves and Star Trek takes on zombies, Star Wars takes a character already in their lore, and this Season 1 episode of The Clone Wars turns him into the monster he was always meant to be. General Grievous' introduction in Revenge of the Sith came kind of out of nowhere at the time. Now he's obviously well known and part of the Clone Wars era, but when he just came out of that movie, it was like, oh, okay, who's this weird coughing droid? Okay, I guess he has history with Kenobi? That's cool. Oh, cool fight. He's got lots of lightsabers. He's fun. I like his design and everything, but he was introduced, he was killed off, and moving on. But the Clone Wars, taking place between episodes 2 and 3, Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, respectively, allowed a lot of the characters and plot beats that took place between those two movies to be fleshed out. And this episode, Lair of Grievous, does a decent bit of fleshing out of Grievous without telling us every single event that happened in his life to ruin the mystery. It just added a little bit more into his backstory in a creepy, almost haunted house feeling environment. Season 1 of The Clone Wars didn't have the highest budget for animation, and when they would do sprawling planets, it wouldn't look quite right. So this episode being set in a claustrophobic setting with just narrow passages and dark lit corridors, it really worked both for the animation that they were able to produce at the time, but also to add a aesthetic of dread and threat to this encounter with General Grievous. And I mean, yeah, there are some other Halloween specials. Obviously this isn't Star Wars making a Halloween special, but I enjoy watching it for Halloween. There are other Halloween specials in other shows and series that get a lot darker. While Clone Wars was a kids show meant for kids, it is surprisingly dark when you look at it through those lenses. 2 Jedi and several clones go into Grievous's lair. Only 1 Jedi makes it out alive. Everyone else dies, and it's not implied death. They're dead. We watch them be killed. The Jedi Knight being killed at the hands of Grievous really does add this threat to his character. In Revenge of the Sith, he's, oh, I look forward to adding your lightsabers to my collection. So we're told that he's a threat, and yeah, he looks cool and everything, but actually seeing him kill a Jedi with both his abilities with his lightsaber, but also just cruel trickery, it really adds something to the character. And like I said, just the setting of this episode being in the narrow confines of his lair, which is creepy and has these very creepy statues of him pre-transformation. And then when we see him injured as the Jedi ambush him early in the episode, when he goes to get repaired, all of his body parts being up on display, it just adds this interesting flavor to this episode that it didn't have to go for, but it did. It adds both backstory to Grievous. Kit Fisto's just a fun Jedi to follow. I dig the vibes of this one. There's traps and deception. There's a big monster for the Jedi to fight. There's Grievous himself, who was a threat and a monster, and this creepy, not creepy, but he climbs on walls, and when he gets his legs cut off, he's moving around, 4 lightsabers cut. It's cool. It's fun. It is a Star Wars kind of fun, and I'm glad that I rewatched it again. Both for Halloween, but also just for my own enjoyment as a Star Wars fan in general. So those were my thoughts on this episode of Star Wars The Clone Wars. I've talked about a couple others in the past. I'll probably keep doing it for a long time to come because I'm just a Star Wars nerd, and anytime that I get to talk about specific Star Wars things and do a deep dive, I'm probably going to take that opportunity. So subscribe if you want to see more of that. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and thank you very much for watching. Have a good week.